In this video, I'm going to yap about what I think Kemper could do, because I think there's still some real good stuff about the Kemper units. But I didn't even think of this whilst making the video. Is it time for Kemper to make a VST version? You know, like a plugin version. I think if they're looking for a quick way to raise cash, or a way that would definitely work, I think plugins, the plugin version of the Kemper, people have been asking for that for years. I think people would genuinely buy it. You know, you think about people reamping Kempers. What if there was just a VST version of a Kemper? Would you buy that? I think I definitely would.
This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
If anyone had a bad year in 2024, I feel like Kemper, with the fiasco around the paid upgrades, where they're sort of changing the game a bit and saying, you know, we're going to do something that no other modelling company has done for a while, Kemper took a hit on that. And I think in a lot of ways people were moving away from Kemper anyway, for some reasons that I think we're going to look at in this video. But I wanted to ask the question, can Kemper recover? 2011, the Kemper profiling amplifier comes out. It blows everyone away. It's honestly a bit of a game changer at the time. Throughout the years, they've continued to update the Kemper, and I think it actually stands up really well in a bunch of key ways. However, I think it has some key issues that we should and maybe could address. But before we get to that, I wanted to kind of look at some things which I think it does incredibly well. One of those is reverb. So I'm going to come on to an idea towards the end of this which might sound insane, but for example, this is the formant reverb, which is like choir without it. The choir with an R sound instead. With an E sound. Okay, so that's really cool. It's also got these kind of cirrus, so like cloud-based. Strings. Breath. Just like one quick example there of like what I think are some really, really great reverbs. There's not too many reverb units out there that can do that stuff. I think of maybe the Strymon Big Sky, which can do the chorale sounds and the cloud sounds. The Fractal units can do the cloud sounds, but there's stuff in the Kemper which I think still holds up really well. Really, really well. Like the Kemper Drive, the Kemper Fuzz, the reverbs. And I'm sure like there's a bunch of other stuff in there that's great as well. Like the Access synth was what came before the Kemper for Christoph, and I think that was really well regarded as well. Like the guy clearly knows what he's doing. Where the Kemper I think falls down in 2024 is that it's slow to turn on. The display itself here is, you know, very much a relic from 2011. It's actually okay to use the unit on the unit itself, but it does feel a little bit slow and sluggish as well, I'd have to say, in 2024. And then we come on to the rig manager, which could save things, right? Because, you know, some people find Fractal UIs hard to navigate, but they say, you know, actually the editor on your PC is great and makes things usable. If Kemper had something equivalent, you kind of think, well, that would actually still be a very respectable unit. But the rig manager, for me personally, I've got someone who's potentially asked me to do a piece of work, and I'm kind of dreading getting into the rig manager and trying to load presets. It basically searches through your whole PC for rigs, and that takes ages. Then connecting it is sometimes problematic as well. Then it slows down the unit the more rigs you put on here, to the point where, you know, boot times can take ages if you've got lots of rigs on here. So there's problematic things about the unit itself. The reason that I ended up with a Kemper rack is that the Kemper Player came out, and at the time I kind of looked at it and I had one in my shopping trolley and I thought, hold on, this is basically a less capable Kemper, and the used market is very flush with lots of Kempers at reasonable prices. I ended up getting this, I think, for £570 with the Kemper remote, and you can get used Kempers for very reasonable prices. And to me, it didn't make sense, even before the whole €300 upgrade things, to buy a Kemper Player. I think that's still the case for me. Yes, the form factor is different, but it's the same kind of sounds. It's capable of actually creating profiles, so you don't have to keep buying profiles. You can create some from your favorite devices, like I've created some from Helix, my Pro Reverb. You know, that's how I create my presets with this, rather than buying other folks. But the Kemper Player was kind of, you know, just a player. Interesting stuff. I just wanted to show you the presets that I was using in the start of the video are available on my Gumroad if you're wanting to try some of these. But we got like the Pro Reverb cranked. Then I've got like my glassy plexi. My lead. Even higher. So I think the tones hold up, and I've seen some people comment recently, like on the Kemper and Quad Cortex groups and stuff, that they jump back from a Quad Cortex to a Kemper, and they're like, I'm keeping my Quad Cortex, but actually the Kemper, they found they even enjoyed their older tones and presets more. And I think that might not be an unusual thing. I think the Kemper still sounds great. To my mind, if Kemper are looking to make a quick bit of money, what I'd be thinking about was what we've just seen Fractal do, and like Line 6 with the HX effects. I think that there are a bunch of great, really good effects in the Kemper that maybe, as I say, if you're looking for a quick buck, why not release a Kemper effects unit? You kind of got a market for that sort of thing now, and I think, honestly, you might sell a few of them, because there's people out there that are maybe using real amps as well as Kempers. There's people out there that might, you know, be interested in some of these really cool effects that come from the synth world, effectively, right? That I think hold up really well. If you made a unit that could run 8 of those simultaneously, for example, would you sell any of them? Maybe you'd sell 3. I don't know. Would you buy one of those? Is that a stupid idea? It could be a stupid idea. Let me know if it's a stupid idea. But a Kemper effects unit, I think, could be a thing. The hardware could be due an update. This screen is no longer really cutting it, and the rig manager doesn't really solve the problem of it. But the sounds are great. The unit, I think, is pretty good. I actually went to use the looper on here to make this video, and it was making annoying popping noises. Don't know why that was. Let's see. It's still doing it. Yeah, so it's doing annoying popping stuff. So, I don't know, maybe I think if Kemper are serious about stuff, rather than doing this Kemper player thing and then a move which I think alienated quite a lot of people, but also didn't seem like they were trying to grow their foothold in the guitar gear space anymore. It seems sort of to me like they were kind of cashing out in a way. Update the hardware. You know, the sounds are still good, I think. The effects are still great. Sort out the rig manager. And, you know, the thing where the unit is slowing down over time, you know, pops and stuff like that, this, like, what is that about? Figure that out. But I think that there's something still to like about the Kemper, in my opinion. And if you like the sound of any of those tones that you heard in this video, jump into the Gumroad Kemper folder and you can grab some of my presets from there if you want.